Sports in the city. Sports in the city. Sports in the city. We keeping it gritty with that sports in the city. Word up, peace. Coming to you live from the arena. Welcome to that sports in the city, from the east to the west coast, from the south to the north, all over the globe. There's a sports in the city wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in to Sports in the City TV. I'm your sports G, Reed Richards, with my partner in crime, BK Ty, and special guest, one of the founding members of Sports in the City, Torin Ludus, all over the globe. You know what I mean? Flatbush representative. New Jersey, you in the swamps now. Thanks for tuning in. Yeah.
Small Dragons.
Yeah, peace, my G's. Peace, Ty. What's going on, God? Peace, God.
I'm great, brother. I'm great, man. You know, it's always a blessing to be seen and be heard, man. Shouts out to all sports fans, coast to coast, north, south, east, and west. Shout out to my man Luke. Good to see you, brother. You know, let's get it. Shout out to Iran Network as well, man. Let's do it.
That's the first time y'all met face to face, right?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
We put us on a phone conversation one time, and I've been rocking with Ty ever since.
Yeah, man. It's been love for years, man. For years. But you know, this is dope.
No doubt. Hit up that chat, get at us, hit that like button, share and subscribe on Facebook Live, YouTube Live. Check in while we're live. Yo, leave your comments. Let us know what top shelf sports you want to talk about. You know, want to sponsor the show? Let us know. TMC style, bob and weave, shake and bake, quick pick, rapid fire, high-powered offense style. Great men do great things. We laugh, joke, and kid, but we don't play. We don't play around. We don't mess around. We don't fool around. We get down to the business. So here we go. Let's get to it. Super Bowl edition. This is going to be a classic. Yo, Ja Logic. This is going to be a monster, man.
It's going to be a monster, man. We gonna get that. It's gonna be a monster.
Definitely. Reed Richards, Sports in the City, Brooklyn, VA, all over the East Coast, West Coast. You know how we do. Super Bowl edition. Sports in the City via the Iran Network presents Top Shelf Tuesday. What's the story in the city? The word on the streets. The haps in the arena. The Equinox Progression, Season 2, Episode 4, Super Bowl Edition 58. The first quarter of the Sports Equinox is done, fellas. Football is done. So what you phasing into right now at the Super Bowl after football is done? Holla at me. Tell me what's going on. Because you got to watch some sports now.
It's NBA season.
You need a fix of sports in your life. So Super Bowl football is done.
It's NBA season. Let me tell you, man. As soon as the NBA season started, that was my priority, man. Especially with the way how the Giants started this season. I had not much interest in watching too many football games. I caught games, the good games, the meaningful ones, man. But now that the season is over, yeah, man, it's all about the NBA, man, until June, for real.
That's the story in the city, Mr. Ludus.
Yeah, man. Yo, I'm coming back to basketball. Like I told Ty, once I lost my money in his league, it's back to basketball.
Yo, you still rocking with the Nets, bro?
I should have worn my Nets jersey or my Nets hoodie. That's what I should have came on with.
Yo, how you felt?
It's Lakers first. Get it straight. Lakers first.
First?
Thanks for the clarification. It's
Lakers first.
Yeah, because you just reminded me of that. So Lakers is your Western Conference team. Your East Conference team is the Nets.
Yeah.
Makes sense. All right.
So you're a Nets fan as long as they're not playing the Lakers?
Yeah. It's sad to watch them when they play each other. I was upset watching those two finals. I just want y'all to be aware of that.
Gotcha.
The Lakers was first, though, right? Then the
Lakers
Nets
was first. Then the Nets. See,
okay.
I was one of those, your
You
parents.
was a Dr. J Nets fan?
Listen, when your parents indoctrinate you into a Knicks when you're born in New York, you become a Knicks fan. I got disappointed with the Knicks. I left, but I was like, I still got to rep home just a little bit.
What year was that when you left the Knicks?
It was the year. It was the
Worry
same year that
Sparrow
the Bulls
days?
played the Lakers.
Who?
It was the year at the finals where the Bulls played the Lakers.
Oh,
Eastern Conference Finals.
Nah, so it was like what, 91? Was it?
Jordan was on the team, or he
Jordan
was
was on the team when the Lakers played
when
the
Charles
Bulls.
Smith missed like 3 layups.
Nah.
Not that one.
So it was that when I left the Knicks. So I was like, I can't do it. If y'all can't beat the Bulls, I'm gonna find somebody that's going to beat them, and I'm gonna rock with them.
Got you.
Right.
And your heart has been forever broken since.
And we still lost.
That never
to the
happened.
Bulls.
That never happened.
We still
your
lost.
flat leaving has been well rewarded.
Jordan was the original Pat Mahomes, shutting down careers.
Yeah,
he was. How many Hall of Famers he shot down? Mahomes is doing the same thing.
Hold up. Are we gonna say Pat Mahomes is the Jordan of this right now? Is that what you're trying to say right now?
Bro, what else you gonna call him? He's a 101. Who else you gonna compare him to?
No. He's like LeBron right now. He's not
Jordan.
Nah.
See, you had to bring up LeBron first of all, man. All right, let me just drop a simple fun fact on you, right? Pat Mahomes is one of only 7 men in all of sports, all the major sports, in 7 years have won at least 2 MVPs and 3 Super Bowls. Name me at least one of the other ones. And then we're going to talk about Jordan, because Jordan ain't even in that class.
Wait.
Jordan is just the closest comparison.
Joe Montana.
Nope.
But he won 3 Super Bowls.
2 Super Bowls. All right, listen to this.
He won 3 Super Bowls.
In the first 7 years of
in the
his
first
career,
7 years.
He's won 3 Super Bowls and 2 MVPs. Name me at least one of them.
Tom Brady.
Nope.
Didn't do it in 7.
Nah.
Remember, 7 years is the timeline. Brady won like first 3, and then it was like 10 years later before he won the next one. Because remember, he got shut out by Todd's Giants a couple times.
I know that.
I ain't gonna say shut out, but he got beat.
I know that both of those guys did it. I mean, in the 7-year span, I don't can't say 7, but I know those 2 other guys did it.
No, they did a 3-peat. 2014 to 18, the Patriots did a 3-peat.
So they both have those same stats, but not in the 7. But I'm telling you, he's more of a LeBron right now.
Why are you saying? All right, let me hear you out. Because I don't really like to hear LeBron compared to Jordan, because it's really not the same. You talking about the little joker and the big joker. So
I'll give you a quick.
All right, hold on. Let me hear what.
Go ahead.
Pardon me, Ty. Pardon me. Explain to me why you compare him more to LeBron. I want to hear this, and then
because I watched the GOAT in time. I watched the GOAT.
So you saying hold on, but you said LeBron. Now you saying Tom Brady. So
right, because to me, he's more of the Jordan.
Who?
Tom Brady.
Well, that's because of longevity. I mean, the kid is only 27 years old.
No, but that's what we're saying. We're talking in a short span.
Brady didn't do that in the short span, bro.
I hear you, but in a whole totality of a career.
Well, that's the quandary right there. Go ahead, Todd. That's a quandary. The difference in their careers, because we comparing somebody who played till they 45, and we talking about this kid who's 27. So it's definitely a hypothetical. Go ahead, Todd. My bad,
So I'll use everyone who argues for Jordan's greatness over LeBron. The primary, most common used rationale is the 6 undefeated titles, the 6 undefeated championships that he has. So by those same standards,
not just that.
That's the primary one.
Hold on.
That's like the go-to.
All right. Don't get like too like LeBron on me. Let's try to keep it balanced. All right. Not only did he win 6 chips, but none of those series went to a game 7. That's a very important fun fact that you leaving out.
You're proving my point.
To establish his greatness.
You're proving my point,
my brother.
You're proving my point.
Let's keep it about Mahomes. Let's not go on to LeBron.
I didn't say LeBron. I said Jordan went undefeated in the finals.
Okay.
Mahomes
so that was the reason why
Mahomes did not
elevated
Mahomes did not.
So he's 3 out of 4, though. He's 3 out of 4.
Well, like I said, if you're going to compare somebody to Jordan, let it be comparable. Let it truly be comparable in the biggest.
But that's the closest
biggest measurement that people apply to Jordan.
I understand what you're saying.
Example of his greatness is him being undefeated in championships. So by that measure, you can't compare Mahomes to Jordan.
But that's not.
He is more comparable to LeBron James in that fashion.
3 out of 4 in football. I give you 3 out of 4 in football. In basketball, Jordan could take the rock in his hand and take over the game. Mahomes, at some point, he has to pass the ball. He can't keep the rock in his hand
still
the
taking
whole time.
Over. You wouldn't call what he did in overtime. Right. You wouldn't call what he did in overtime taking over.
All right, so let me ask you this, because I think because you heard LeBron, you want to bring LeBron into the show, and I'm
You're
not
mentioning
really
LeBron more
that.
than I am, brother.
No, because you said, all right, hold on, because I know your tactics already when you try to introduce LeBron into the segment real heavy. So let's slow down a little bit.
I mean, it's not
all right, so 3 out of 4 in football. First of all, a three-peat has never been done, and that's what he. LeBron just said to the chat for Ty. He said meet him in the back room. You man. But that was funny. But 3 out of 4 has never been done in football, bro. Like, come on. That's rare air. And out of those 7 men, one of them is Joe DiMaggio, right? One of them is Larry Bird. One of them is Bill Russell.
I was only thinking football.
That's why I said all the 4 major sports.
Got you.
He's the 7th man and the only NFL player to, within 7 years of his career, win 3 chips and 2 MVPs. Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Guy LaFleur, and Pat Mahomes. Like
rare air indeed.
Definitely, bro.
He's definitely on his way to cementing his legacy, because I think the legacy has already been established. So anything he does from here on out is just cementing it.
We're going to get into all of that. That's the first quarter sports Equinox has come to a close. You're in the Equinox Progression, Season 2, Episode 4, Super Bowl edition, capping off Super Bowl 58.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? Playoffs?
They are who we thought they were. So if you want to crown them, then crown their ass. And we got more in store with flavors galore in our sports candy store. So let's get to it. Strictly top shelf off the top of the pile. You know what it is. Logic in the building heavy. The Iran Network.
Need to fear? Underdog is here.
Definitely Super Bowl 58. Yeah, one of Torrin Ludus's favorites, Underdog, while he's eating his bowl of cereal, probably cornflakes or Frosted Flakes or something. I don't see you as a Fruit Loop guy. So
Captain Crunch, baby.
Oh, Captain Crunch. I feel you. NFL helmet to helmet, man. We're talking Super Bowl 58. Capping off Super Bowl 58 Sunday, we're crowning them, man. We're going to crown them, man, like Denny Green. We're going to crown them. Ain't got no choice. Only 8 teams have repeated in the NFL, man. Torrin Ludus, man, you a brain amongst brains, man. Name me at least one other team that repeated, man.
Here we go. Repeated?
Yeah, that's an easy one.
You just want to hear your Cowboys mention.
No, you ain't got to say the Cowboys.
Well, I'm saying the Cowboys.
All right, go ahead, Ty. Who repeated, man, back to back in the NFL?
Steelers.
Correct. They actually did it twice. Steelers won. Steelers had the hell of a dynasty, 75, 76. They missed 1 year, then they went back 78 and 79. 78, 77 versus the Cowboys, 78 versus the Cowboys, then 79 versus the Rams. I think 1 year the Raiders knocked the Steelers out, man. Those were the glory days. Those were the good old days. That's when the Super Bowl was like bang zoom. Like, it didn't have the numbers, because of course you didn't have the internet and all that, but Super Bowls were magnificent, man. So we're talking about Super Bowl 58 right now, man. The Chiefs repeat, man. We gonna let our guest Torin set it off for us.
Are we gonna say that this one wasn't magnificent?
Go ahead. That's why I was giving you the floor, bro.
Crown them. They crown their ass. But they are who we thought they were. And we let them off the hook.
The San Francisco 49ers let them off the hook for sure.
Go
ahead. Your thoughts on the game. Hold on. Did you watch the game, or were you eating the wings and things more so than, because some people go to the Super Bowl party just for the wings and things? Were you really watching the game, bro?
I watched the game.
God's honor right there. You watched the game.
I watched the game. Could be my old age. Y'all see the gray beard. I fell asleep during the first quarter, but
you ain't old, bro. You getting fine like wine, man. Like Father Time.
I'm trying to be like Ty, trying to grow this baby. But
oh, you in the beard gang?
I'm trying to
you
get
in the
there.
beard gang? I don't think you was ever let into the beard gang. Did he get? Did they let him in the beard gang, Ty?
Oh, we absolutely let him in, man.
Baby face Torrid.
Yeah.
I was already laying up here, but I was like, let me start something down here.
All right, I'll feel you. Go ahead, bro. What was your thoughts about the game, man? Just what's the story? What you saw in your mind, man? Talk to me.
First of all, I got that first half. I'm giving it to the San Francisco defense, man. Them dudes really came to play. It got me a little sleepy at the beginning, but I was like, yo, they really was shutting them down. So I believe in them. My question I want to pose to y'all was Kaepernick right? I mean, not Kaepernick, Cam Newton.
About what?
Purdy.
About Purdy?
About Purdy.
Nah. He's above average, man.
Not above average. We're talking game manager.
Game manager.
I definitely think he leans more towards the game manager side. But you know, again, there's nothing wrong. You know, it's almost like people look at it as being labeled a game manager is an insult.
Thing.
It's not an insult, but here's what got me. So when I watched the game, right, I was like, yo, if the Chiefs win, Patrick Mahomes the MVP.
Right.
I was like, if the 49ers win,
Christian McCaffrey.
Right.
Nah, but Christian McCaffrey fumbled. You gotta listen.
But that's what I'm saying. Like
he fumbled, but you're right, because it would depend on who, like the touchdown, who scored the number of touchdowns and stuff.
Yo, those throws that Purdy was making, pardon me, man. Those throws that Purdy was making, none of us sitting here can make those throws. Matter of fact, 98% of NFL quarterbacks couldn't make them throws that Purdy was making. They might look simple. Let's not get caught up in.
I promise you, my quarterback can't make them throws.
Who's your quarterback?
Danny Dimes.
Oh, Danny. He's
Danny
not
Dimes
even,
and giving you change.
His ability is not even availability. So we ain't even talking about Dimes right now.
The most important ability.
Right.
But being a game manager doesn't mean like you're a bum quarterback either.
No, I think it's an oxymoron. I think it's a contradiction, misuse of words when they talk about that game manager stuff now, because one of the greatest game managers that I saw was Joe Montana. Joe Montana really didn't have all the glitz and glam, the great athletic ability. I mean, he rushed for yardage smartly, so he knew the game plan. So that's a game manager to me, is making a play and doing what's called for at that time as a game manager. Like cats, like we can't get caught up in the mentality of, me and Ty was talking the other day about head-to-head football where you could score like 70 to 100 points, right? Mm-hmm. And you're going to see the most spectacular Randy Moss catch thrown by Rundle Cunningham with Chris Carter cutting across the flat, and you're not going to see all that spectacular, like jump out your seat, drop your bowl of popcorn, drop your drink, spill your drink, forget you even got a shorty at the Super Bowl party because the game is so crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like all the time, it's not going to be like that. It's like fundamental football, like you stated. San Francisco in the first half. Matter of fact, both teams are hard-hitting teams in defensive. What was the score? 25-22 Chiefs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Went into overtime to get that, bro. Those defenses were playing. Kansas City got some big country-made dudes on a defensive and offensive line, bro. If you just listen to the sound bites after this hut, and you hear what's after that hut, and them cats is scrapping, getting punched in the face legally, like they're hitting each other legally, bro. And San Francisco, to your point, won that first half.
But look, when I hear a game manager, and when I look at Purdy, it's like, to me, he's not going to give you the my God, he just razzle dazzle. He called his audible. He just all of a sudden he just throwing his 50-yard pass. He doesn't do any of those things. Like Patrick changed the game.
Yeah.
Patrick came in. You can't call him a game manager. He literally changed the game.
Absolutely.
But he manages the game.
So here's
too,
a good question for you, Luke. Would you call Peyton Manning a game manager?
Yeah.
A
good quarterback has to be a game manager. That's why
one of the greatest.
Why.
So to my point,
it's not an insult to be called a game manager.
Exactly.
No one on this panel is saying that that's a bad thing.
Well, no. I'm not saying you, but I'm saying when it's brought up in discussion, and pretty much the way that it was taken by a lot of people when Cam Newton said it was a game managing quarterback is here, whereas
but he explained that though.
A superstar or an elite quarterback is here. And, at the end of the day, like you said, the worst quarterback at the end of the bench can do things on the field football wise that how they say it, the worst guy on the team is closer to
anybody else walking
Patrick
off the
Mahomes than we are to him. Right? That's how Brian Scalabrine put it. I'm closer to LeBron James than you are to me.
There we go, LeBron James again.
But at the same time,
I told you it was coming.
It's a quote.
Don't I know this guy?
He quoted the Red Mamba. Leave him alone.
Whatever.
That's right.
He quoted the Red Mamba.
Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving. I see you trying to hijack the show with LeBron references.
No.
Come on, man. We're not gonna do that, bro. He lost like 8 chips, bro. We're not trying to perpetrate his longevity. Yeah, hands down. I think he passed even Kareem. Yeah, man, Kareem the cap. So, we're going to cap this off correctly, man. Cap this off correctly. So, let me just say this, man. A game manager, doesn't he have to follow the game plan and execute the plays that are in the game plan? Isn't that a game manager?
All right, but
you don't see the dude on the sideline? We're not going to just say, all right, and bypass that you have a dude getting paid a lot of money with them little cards on the sideline in the headphones, reading off plays and telling the team what to do.
I think that's
Hold on. We can't just ignore that. So when we say game manager, you have to follow the game plan. And if you execute the game plan, doesn't that make you an exceptional game manager? Right or wrong? Like, it's not rocket science. But now you want somebody to make an exceptional great play. Like, not all quarterbacks have that. Like, Lamar Jackson could bust a run for 20, 30 yards, but he's not in the Super Bowl. So, it's like a give and take. Go ahead, Ty.
What I'm saying is the implication is that a game manager is a guy who
we got that, bro. We got that, but that's not us. That's not us, though.
Who the coach will make, to your point, will make him stick to the game plan and don't
I think
deviate.
That's what they did to Purdy.
Down, take a knee. Don't try and scramble. Don't try and do anything.
You know what it is? I'm gonna tell you.
We don't want you to improvise,
bro.
And I
it's
think
not
that's
even
the
that
point
hard.
that Cam Newton was
it's
trying
not
to make.
That hard.
Is that game managers
Cam
are not
Newton.
trusted to improvise. They're only trusted to follow
bro,
whatever
I
game
think that's
plan.
just a small group of people, bro, that are very short-sighted, and so we're not gonna propagate that. That's not us on this panel. So we're not going off into that corner. We know what a game manager is. Cam Newton, he come through on the set looking mad wild with the big hats. Looking.
I ain't got nothing to do with him talking about game manager.
No, I'm just saying though. Like, you really trusting this dude? Did you vet this dude? He probably just finished smoking the L in the back of the trailer on set, talking about game manager. So we ain't gonna take everything that Cam Newton says as gospel. Like, let's cut it out, fellas.
Ty, I got it. I understand why. Because Dak was brought into that conversation also.
Who?
That's what it is.
What are you talking about, bro?
Yeah.
You called
Let's
that
not
name.
do Cowboys.
You called your man's name, and so it got you a little.
Oh, you beating off for Taj LeBron shit? Like, come on, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. We're not doing that, bro. This ain't Chicken Little. The sky's falling. Like, cut it out, bro.
No,
you
but
know
no.
I'm too swift for that. But
Listen,
nah,
Purdy
bro.
Purdy played his
Purdy.
ass off.
I don't know. You need to go look at the tape. I think you was at the
Purdy
Wings
played.
Things
Yo,
bar.
Purdy played.
Purdy,
a great
when Purdy
game.
made that throw, bro, Purdy played his ass off. He just got beat by one of the greatest who people are talking about. He's the greatest quarterback. So I'm not going to demote Purdy. I think he needs to make a statement next year. If Patrick Mahomes has 3 now out of what, 4 or 5 times, 3 in 5 years, right? That's the best that's ever been done, right? 3 in 5 years. So we just gonna leave it at that. Purdy has to come because the Niners are favored to win next year. Their odds are plus 500 in Vegas right now. So
Really?
You can't
Over
put
the
that
Chiefs?
loss.
Hold
You
on,
can't
hold
put
on,
that
hold
loss
on.
on Purdy.
Hold on. Let me finish, bro. I don't know where you're going with the loss. I ain't putting nothing on nobody. I'm talking, bro. And I'm saying this, that Purdy has to come back next year and at least give an interruption. Kyle Shanahan, too, and the whole 49ers. This is the second time now they got beat by the Chiefs. So they don't want to develop a Buffalo Bills mentality where you lose 4 straight Super Bowls. You understand what I'm saying? They 0-2 now under Kyle Shanahan in the Super Bowl, and both of those losses are versus the Chiefs, right? So they have to come back next year. Everything that Brock Purdy lives and breathes has to be towards that next Super Bowl and them winning it, him seeing it, him tasting it, feeling it, doing whatever you got to do to get there. Because if you let the Chiefs come back and then beat y'all again, like you're in that box now with the Broncos who lost like 4 or 5 straight Super Bowls, with the Bills who lost like 4 or 5 Super Bowls, with the Minnesota Vikings who lost like 4 Super Bowls under Fran Tarkenton. Like this is what it is. So we already gonna establish Brock Purdy is not a game manager.
Purdy's not coming back. I mean, you're a football savant. You may answer this question better than I can. When's the last time you seen a losing quarterback come back to the Super Bowl? Back to back.
I don't know about back to back, but he got to be in the mix.
They brought up that stat when
he got to be in the
Cincinnati
mix
when they lost, because everybody was talking about, oh, Joe Burrow's so talented.
But Burrow's got hurt though.
Cincinnati, you know, they're pointed in the right direction. They're going to be back. And then somebody mentioned that statistic about when quarterbacks lose the Super Bowl.
All right, so let me ask you this.
I think like Jim Kelly was the last one I see go back to back.
Let me ask you this. Joe Burrow, if he was healthy, would they be in the mix to possibly have beaten Pat Mahomes and the Chiefs? If Joe Burrow was healthy? Remember, Joe Burrow has not been healthy for weeks, bro.
You listen.
Would Joe Burrow be able to get back to the Super Bowl if he was healthy? Yes or no? It's a simple, straightforward question.
I would say he would have as good a chance as anybody, but you can't.
Nah, I ain't gonna say anybody. Like, bro, like if Brock Purdy is healthy next year, the question with the 49ers is not if Brock Purdy comes back, because he's coming back, because he's not getting paid a whole bunch of money. He's not into that 40, $50 million stratosphere. So now when he does, will they be able to keep the team together is the question. Brock Purdy's good. Like, we can't ask Brock Purdy to do more than what his skill set demands. His skill set demands what he's doing. He's even running like, bro, what do you want him to do? Outplay Patrick Mahomes? In like 10 playoff games, maybe 1 or 2 people have beaten Patrick Mahomes. Tom Brady and Joe Burrow have beaten Patrick Mahomes in a playoff game. So I don't even know if we're like saying Brock Purdy, some people are saying Brock Purdy is a game manager. Then expectations of him outside of being a game manager.
What does that mean? Some people
you want him to be
a game manager.
We just discussed that. So we're moving on from that. We just spent 10 minutes on that, him being a game manager. So now on the other spectrum, you have those who want him to be able to beat Mahomes.
I'm just saying that you said that they're the favorite to come back.
They are. That's what Vegas said. I ain't say that.
I know.
I read the line in
come
Vegas.
Up with that stat when last time we seen a quarterback come back after a loss was way
Jim
back
Kelly?
when. Jim Kelly was like the last person I seen do it. I have more faith in Patrick Mahomes coming back for a three-peat than Purdy
Joe Burrow
back.
making it to the Super Bowl again.
They'll get back there because you got to look at the NFC too. Like the fucking Cowboys, pardon me, can't even get out their own way. I don't know what's going on in Philly, but they were just there last year, and now they seem like they're digressing. We can't really count on Todd's Giants to really step up beyond mediocre. No offense to you, bro, and the Giants, but like with your man Brable throwing tablets at people, I don't know how he's a game manager. Gable, I don't give a goddamn what they call him, man. I know he's not a good fit in New York to be the head coach of the New York.
I got you. And where was your head coach during the Super Bowl?
It doesn't matter. Don't take it offensively. We're just giving a breakdown of the conference.
No offense,
it is
but
what
you insulted the man by not learning his name. And
Brable, I don't care who he is, bro. Do you have him over for Thanksgiving? No, you don't. So stop defending the man like you call him.
I'm just saying, man.
Like,
if you're gonna talk to him, man, at least get his name
now.
right, dog. That's all.
I don't want to get his name right. I don't want him to be etched in New York history in my mind in any form or fashion, bro. The boy is trash as a head coach.
Right. Got as many Super Bowls as your head coach.
Doesn't matter. I don't care. But I know he don't belong there. But you want to get personal, so go ahead. We gonna take time to get into your feelings with the Giants.
No, I'm saying
you really think he's a good coach, though? Or you just trying to be combative?
No, I definitely
no. Honestly, you really think he's a good coach?
Absolutely, I don't think that was an aberration.
You crown their ass.
Yeah, he's trash.
I don't think that was an aberration. I definitely think
he's trash, bro.
He's trash.
Right, yeah,
I got
you. Let me throw a tablet at you. Let me see how you feel.
I got you.
Me.
Yo, Ty. I think you need to run up on him like Travis Kelce did Andy Reid right now, man.
Here he goes, right here.
No. Run up on him like Travis Kelce right now.
Yeah.
Let me throw one of these at you. Let me see how friendly and honey-do you feel about me, bro. But go ahead. Keep holding your man down. Keep holding him down. All right, so my prediction is by next year, he's going to fail, and he's going to be out of New York. What say you, man? What you got on it, man? I'm tired of talking about this, and you want to defend it.
I think you're mistaken.
No, don't talk about me. What you got on it, bro? I'm telling you now.
I think you're mistaken. That's what I think.
Trash season, and he's gonna be out of New York. What say you, bro? Put something on it.
I disagree. All
right, so what you got on it then?
I don't know. You made the bet, so you call it.
No, what you got on it? Because you talking heavy for your man, and your man ain't built like that.
I'm just stating the fact that it's highly unlikely that he gets fired after next year.
Only if the Giants are a dysfunctional.
And I said it kind of confident too.
Bro, you're not gonna swiggle you out of this, bro. Your man is a trash.
I like that.
Let's do that.
I like that. Loser eats the hot chip on air.
Air. I might have to come in because one of y'all gonna be coughing and choking.
That's dope. The tacky chip or whatever it is.
He gonna cough out that day.
Yeah.
He gonna cough out that day. yo, G, I can't make it, man. I gotta zoom in. Yeah, all right. Zoom on your couch, motherfucker. All right, man. But all right, so we're gonna talk about greatness. Continue on, man. And Andy Reid now is in rare air, like I was schooling Cato last week. You want to talk about who got 2 chips, but who got 3 chips? Joe Gibbs, Bill Walsh. Then the next room up, the next floor up is Chuck Noll with 4 chips, Steelers. Then you got Belichick in the penthouse suite by himself. 6 chips.
Don't you got
Nope.
Yeah. Lombardi.
Yeah? Nah. Well, we're not talking
Lombardi. He got
those
5.
are on Super Bowls though.
2 of them are.
Yeah, well, that's not 5. We're talking about Super Bowl era, bro.
Gotcha.
We was talking Lombardi, then we have a different conversation. But I think that's
I just figured he's relevant since the trophy is named after him.
Well, we're not talking about greatest dynasties.
Gotcha.
We're talking about how many Super Bowl chips does a coach have.
Gotcha.
It's hard to get one. And then you and Cato ran it off like maybe almost 2 handful of coaches that have 2. Yeah. And then I said, okay, here's the stumper. How many coaches have 3? So there we go. Joe Gibbs, Bill Walsh, and now Andy Reid. So where does he rank? Some people are saying he's in the same category as Bill Belichick. What say you?
I'll put him in that same year.
Your man got 6. The other man got 3 chips. You put him in the same room with him?
I put him in the same room.
He could be on the same floor.
Didn't Andy Reid? How many times did he take
Because-
Philly? How many times did he go with Philly? Just once?
Nah, he got to the championship game a lot with the Eagles. You know he was playing your Giants. You know their history. Like,
I'm talking about the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think they broke through one time with
Terrell
Owens and Donovan
T.O. and
McNabb.
Donovan,
Yeah.
right?
The whole question of Bill is, what is he without Tom?
Well, who?
You know? So we asking, what's Andy without Patrick? And we've seen it.
True that.
Well, he's still gotten a team to
That's a great point.
But
That's a great point.
But he's gotten to that level though.
That's what I'm saying. But we can't say the same for Bill.
That's a great point.
Well, is Donovan McNabb, then to your question, if you're going to say he's only as great as his quarterback, is Donovan McNabb in the same room with Tom Brady? We're not talking about his accomplishments. We're talking about talent. Donovan McNabb was a very talented quarterback. You almost forget.
No.
You going to shake your head no?
I think Donovan McNabb was
a
definitely
hell of a quarterback.
Yeah, ability-wise, he was very talented.
We're not talking about accomplishments.
He had an arm. He was big. He was strong.
That's what I'm saying.
He was
bro.
elusive.
Shrug off hits.
All right,
like,
so what I'm saying is, I'm not saying accomplishment-wise.
But Tom Brady, how he
talent-wise, Brady didn't have more than Donovan McNabb.
No,
but I'm just saying, like, the way that Andy managed the game.
Maybe he wasn't as good as a coach.
Without the main weapon that got him to the Super Bowl, he still had more success than Bill. So I could put them in the same
They had a fierce defense. Matter of fact, they had a crazy running game back then.
You know something though,
Brian Dawkins.
Yeah,
they had a crazy offense. Terrell Owens. They had a receiving core. And Donovan McNabb, he could run. He was big dude. He was like 6'5", 230, 240. He could run over a DB, a safety, maybe even a linebacker. He was a dual threat.
Hey, Torin, you talk about how they condemn Bill Belichick because of his record without Tom Brady, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they give Tom Brady props because of his record post Bill Belichick. But look at that team that he had, yo.
What team? Which team?
That team that he won. That Tampa Bay team that he won with. That team was stacked. Both sides of the ball.
Mike Evans blindfolded, he gonna catch it.
Both sides of the ball. Not taking anything away from Tom Brady, but I think to a certain extent, Bill Belichick is vilified or condemned for not having as much success without Tom Brady. Where Tom Brady, as much as Tom Brady has had without him, and I don't think he's had, and it might be his own doing, I don't think he's had the weapons, the tools, the personnel.
You know what? But he still had Jimmy G, who goes to 49ers. They go to the
Super Bowl, yeah.
True
that. He had Jimmy G too.
And what else? And who else?
A lot else. He still always brings a stellar defense, and he's always one of the best coaches as far as like clock management, calling challenges, and things like that.
That first year that Tom left, did they still have Gronk that year, or he had left too? I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, he left when Brady left.
Okay.
Yeah, he left. But who in the NFL as a head coach is going to have a great team if you don't have a good quarterback? You have to have a stellar quarterback. It's like comparative to the NBA. Like, you don't have a star player on your team. Where you really going? Unless, like, it's not college ball where you could just put a group of cats together that could play together. You're still going to have a superstar. J58.
Yeah.
What's good, brother?
J58. Great point. They absolutely needed each other. I
Yeah.
just think Bill Belichick, especially due to his stubbornness, man, is I think unfairly criticized for not being as successful without Tom Brady.
Well, I mean, he was not a Super Bowl winning coach when he was with the Cleveland Browns. I think the dumbest move that he did, or maybe the greatest move that he did, was he left the Jets. Bill Parcells handed over the Jets to him because he left the Jets, left it to Bill Belichick. He snubbed the Jets, then he went to the Cleveland Browns, and he had limited success in Cleveland. He didn't really start being successful until he got to New England, and even then he followed Bill Parcells because, again, Bill Parcells built the team up, and then he stepped down and brought Bill Belichick in, and then they had Drew Bledsoe, and it wasn't until Tom Brady pipped Drew Bledsoe due to injury, and he took over as a quarterback, and it's never been the same since, bro. So you got to have a great quarterback, man. Mahomes was great. 333 passing yards.
So we praise Andy. Do we criticize Kyle now?
You have to. You have to, because his game management and game plan is being questioned. I'm not questioning his game plan and management as much as some are, but it still has to be questioned because they didn't win. You know, so Kyle.
But it's beyond that because he blew a lead twice in Super Bowls.
3 times, actually.
Right. And then we're talking about the
Atlanta game.
The Atlanta game.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of hurts his record. I mean, you get to the Super Bowl, so that's a praise. You get it twice, 3 times.
But Andy Reid did the same thing. He didn't break through like right away. Like with the 49ers, they're right there on the cusp. So that's why I said we have to examine what the NFC is going to look like next season, or at least try to see that. I don't think, unless there's crazy moves made in the offseason, and that's what the offseason is for, I don't see like a big change. Do you see a big change? The biggest change that I see will be the Packers, because Jordan Love, I think, is going to be a monster.
What's talking about the landscape in general?
Yeah. Like next year, going into next year, who's going to challenge the 49ers, barring injury?
Well, looks like Brandon might not be too happy. So I don't know. If he leaves, what does the team look like?
Ayuk?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, come on. Like, and that's where the selfishness of today's athlete really bothers me. And I try not to really go off into that too much. But like, come on, bro. You're getting paid millions of dollars to play a kid's game. And you're on a Super Bowl contending team. Like, I mean, like, come on. How much more money can you really have unless you're just an idiot that doesn't know how to invest money and build a portfolio of, okay, you got $20 million. What are you going to do? You're going to call everybody on the Ave and go trick that and go snort and it's party time and you're going to blow through 20 million? Like, how much do you really need in your lifetime, Ayuk? Where's Ayuk from?
That's a hard statement to make, man.
Yeah, man.
But it's true, though.
You can't be mad at somebody.
All right, hold on.
What
Let's cut it out with all of that large statement stuff. Like, bro, a lot of these cats came from nowhere, and for them to have $20 million, that's more money than they ever would see in their lifetime.
It don't matter. You shouldn't be capped at a certain number just because you're not used to it.
We're gonna move on from that because I don't agree.
There's one point I want to make about that statement. You got to think.
Because you're gonna tell me he was never going to earn more than $1 million, right? And now he got, hold on. Because y'all want to put it in a certain caption that's beneficial to you. So you're going to tell me out of millions and millions on top of millions of people on the planet, you have the privilege to play, right, in the NFL. And you're making millions of dollars once you pass your rookie contract. You tell me a fool can't manage that and it's on me to not put a cap on how much money he could manage? If you can't manage your money, then get a money manager. Simple. We're not gonna discuss why he shouldn't blow through 20 million. That's not what the show is about. Though.
What I'm saying is that's unfair to say is, first of all, you gotta know they've been doing this since they were kids. Right? You gotta put up the socks though.
Who been doing what since they were kids?
They've been playing this sport since they were kids.
Okay.
And
so where the money coming now?
Wait, bro.
All right, go ahead.
You play this sport from a kid to an adult.
Bro.
Your earning ends probably around 36 if you're lucky as an athlete.
Okay.
So now you've got to manage your money from 37 to 79, basically at this point.
So
now
you for like $20 million
lifestyle. Bro. You play,
bro. You slow walking me through the park, bro.
But okay, Brandon,
$20 million. You doing
in San Francisco.
All of that?
$20 million is not $20 million.
All right, we all understand the taxes. We ain't getting into taxes and all that. Come on, bro.
So if he goes to like Dallas, that $12 million would be better than the $20 million over there in San Francisco.
I don't know. So Ayuk is going to leave. That's what you predicted now.
I'm not saying he's going to leave. I'm just saying he was looking disgruntled.
Well, after a loss, are you going to be happy?
Well, you got to run up on your coach like you Travis Kelce. That's what I'm trying to say, man.
You a nut, bro. You a nut, man. So, will the 49ers bounce back, man? What you see that, man? You Vegas right now. Vegas got the 49ers winning the Super Bowl next year. Favored 550 plus 550, bro.
I put my money on the Chiefs to repeat for that three-peat.
What about you?
It's the better story.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, man, it's in that overtime at the end of the Super Bowl when KC got the rock and Mahomes tried it out on the field. Was there ever a doubt in anybody's mind that San Francisco was going to lose that game, yo?
No.
When they kicked the field goal, I knew it was a wrap.
It was a wrap. It was a wrap. When y'all listen, it's safe to say, teachable moment. Safe to say there will never be another instance where there's a coin toss and the opposing team lets Pat Mahomes get the ball last. Let's just say that will never happen. So to that, I say, I mean, they the champs till somebody take them down, and I don't even see anybody taking them down, especially with Mahomes talking about redoing his contract to get more help. I mean, and it's gonna be like kind of like to segue out a little bit, kind of like with the Knicks now. Everybody's like, oh yeah, I could see myself there. Oh yeah, I could see, I could fit in there. It's the same thing with Kansas City now. Who ain't gonna be beaten? Who's not taking a call from somebody from an agent talking about, hey, Kansas City wants you to come out, want to talk to you? What receiver? Whoever? What lineman? They taking that call quick. Who don't want to play with Pat Mahomes, man? Who don't want to be part of Mahomes' legacy, and who don't want to be on the bandwagon with Mahomes to potentially get that ring?
All right, so are the Chiefs a dynasty right now?
Oh, without question.
Where do they rank? They not the Spurs.
I hate that you lost and you win again. You're a dynasty. I like my three-peats, but I get it. They
went back to back, bro.
I understand it. Like I said, I like my dynasties on three-peats. But they're a dynasty. They're a dynasty.
They had to be 3 and 5 years.
Yeah,
back to back.
Getting to the Super Bowl.
They've been there like 6 times.
Come on, man.
The only year he didn't make it to the Super Bowl was when what's his name? Burrow knocked them out.
Right.
They lost.
I know this game because I'm seeing the highlights now. I knew this game was over when
he only lost one to Brady.
When Patrick Mahomes did that run.
What was that?
That was the game. That was the highlight of the game.
They was mugging something over there in the Taylor Swift quarter.
Yeah, what was you saying, Thorne?
Yo, I knew it was over. I was going to text you too, Just when Pat Mahomes did that run from the 30 to like the 13-yard. I was like, it's over.
Yeah, with the first one or the second one?
The second one. We got
the second one. He got like 30 yards. Right?
Yeah, man.
I was like, oh, this is over.
It's a wrap.
They scored.
It's a wrap.
Yeah, man. So they're a dynasty. We know that. I ain't gonna take your thunder.
And then these dudes talking about they didn't know the overtime
Yo,
rules.
you seen that?
Come on, man.
Was it Armstead
that's-
said that?
That's a bad
check.
look.
It was use check.
Armstead said the same thing.
They in their feelings.
Yo, the rules been the same for at least the last 2 seasons.
They in their feelings though, because you ain't
overtime
supposed to
and regular.
You ain't supposed to, regardless. You ain't supposed to throw your coach under the bus, man. You're supposed to keep that in house.
Exactly.
You're supposed to keep that in house, and I think that's the difference between a team like Kansas City and a team like San Francisco. Because if something happened, because remember you was talking about your man from the ex receiver from the Giants. That's on Kansas City. Tony. He didn't play in the playoffs.
Nah.
So what was their PR handle of that story? He's injured.
Yeah, injured and personal matters. And then he went on some Twitter rant. And then I guess either somebody from the organization or one of his handlers pulled his coattail and was like, dog, you really, really messing up the bread, man. You really need to knock it off. So then he came out and tried to claim that because Kansas City said it was personal matters plus he was injured. Then he came out and tried to say he wasn't hurt and something, and he was going back and forth with people, assuming it was Kansas City fans or whatever that was defending the organization. Then I guess, like I said, somebody probably pulled his coattail and told him like, yo, you need to calm down, B. And then the last thing, I think like 2 days ago or whatever it was, he released something saying, matter of fact, it was Saturday. He went on Twitter talking about he wasn't talking about Kansas City. He was going back and forth. He was going at it with Giants fans. He wasn't talking about Kansas City.
He's
tried to clean it up.
Giant fans.
So I was like, all right, whatever, man.
So will they three-peat, Torrin?
Yeah, they're going to three-peat, man.
There's got to be good money on that.
The story right there that's the greatest story you could put out right now for the NFL.
That's the greatest story never told, Jesse, because it never happened yet.
So, they're going to have them in their favor.
Right. What about you, Ty? You agree with that? They're going to repeat. Three-peat, excuse me.
Like I said, they have as good a chance as anybody in the history of the game to three-peat for sure. But again, with this game, man, one injury, one player, one breakout player, one bad call.
The only player they can't afford to lose is Mahomes because they got rid of your man. What's his name? Tyreek?
Yeah.
He was still leading the NFL. He was still the best receiver in the NFL, right? And the last 2 years, they've been without him. They won back-to-back without Tyreek Hill.
Speaking of bad calls, I think this is one of the best officiating they did for a Super Bowl. They let them play.
Okay.
There was no ticky-tack calls, no calls. They let them play.
Yeah, you're right about it. Now that you mention it.
All right, so are you crowning Pat Mahomes right now? Where's he at in your pantheon of quarterbacks?
Right now?
Right now.
I can't. I don't know, man. Top 5, I guess. He's definitely top 5, man.
Right. Torrin?
I'll say it, yeah. I'll be on that boat.
But he ain't the GOAT yet, though.
No.
Nah.
You got to put in more work, right?
Yeah.
You got to press more shirts, make more bag lunches, spend more time at the community center before he could be the GOAT. I hear you.
Yeah, man. He definitely got to put in more work, man. Brady is pretty solidified in that GOAT position right now, man. But the way the game changes, man, and the way in every sport, the way they change the rules and officiating to really increase offense, man. Football, basketball, baseball, it's all about scoring, man. So the way Mahomes plays, and this is not to say that he's a product of his environment. The young man is talented, period. In any era you put him in there, because he can run, he can throw, all of that stuff. But yeah, man, I just think there's no reason to doubt that they can three-peat next year. And Andy Reid said he's coming back already. And like I said, I read something last week about Mahomes potentially restructuring his deal to get some more bread out there to bring in more talent, man. And dudes are going to be beating down the doors to come and play with Patrick Mahomes. So barring any injury, I see no reason why these dudes don't three-peat.
What about Chris Jones?
And crown their
Chris
ass.
Jones. Yeah, crown him. Chris Jones. Chris Jones.
Did they franchise him or something like that?
That was this past season, but they can again. Can
Right.
they do it again?
So then that's probably part of that money.
They got to pay that man.
Yeah, so that's probably part of that money that they're gonna get when they restructure Mahomes.
Pay that man. And who else they got to keep? Snead. Snead is a lockdown defender, boy.
And he caused that fumble in the first.
Snead is a bad man.
Yeah.
Snead is a bad man. Speaking of bad men, has Andy Reid made it on the Mount Rushmore of coaches?
NFL coaches, yeah, he got 3.
Mm-hmm.
And there's only 3 that got 3, right?
Yeah.
So shit. Yeah, I give it to him, man.
All right. So where do the 49ers go from here, man? Do they have the stamina to make it back next year, barring injury? Because we can't predict injury, so we're not discussing injury. Team, cap room, and all that. Well, cap space and all that, as far as Ty would love to divulge in, is not here just yet, right? Because we got to move past that. At least get a Super Bowl a week to breathe. But there's some who's looking at cap moves. And on the 49ers side, you got like Chase Williams. You got some contracts over there. Fred Warner. You mentioned Ayuk. So what are they going to do on that side?
Like Jay said, I think they keep their core. I really do.
For the next 2 years? Or was that the 2 years? Because they went.
Because you don't have to pay Purdy next year.
That's what I was about to say. That's one of the biggest bargains they got right there is the fact that they still don't got to worry about Purdy. They got another season before they got to worry about him.
And because where he fell in the draft is like they ain't got to give him the max afterwards, I believe. Something I saw like that.
Right. Well, they probably might have one more season to play with him on that rookie salary. But after that, you're going to be going into that stratosphere, 40 million and above. And then you're not going to have the same cap space, to have the players around him. Because right now he got CMC. Debo in that game, they go back to security. That's crazy. I think they're gonna be relevant, but they haven't won since 1994 now. So since the Joe Montana, Steve Young
curse
era.
of Cap.
Curse of Cap. Curse of Cap.
Y'all are nuts, man. Y'all are nuts, man.
Right. Right.
You'll do right by me.
So y'all think they get knocked out next year? That's what you're leaning towards, Ty?
The 49ers? Listen,
Yes,
man.
Sir.
The NFC just been so wide open the last few seasons, man. They stand as good a chance as any. I mean, well, depending on who they bring back and everything. Right. But you got to think about it, man. It was, I think, maybe one broken play, letting Jones get in there to get at Purdy, and he wasn't able to hit
listen,
who was it, Jennings or whatever?
I think they win if they kick that field, if they hit that field goal. If it didn't get blocked, 49ers.
Oh, the extra point.
That's the extra point. That don't get blocked. 49ers.
All right, so hypothetically, that would have forced them to have to get a touchdown. And Mahomes probably gets a touchdown.
That's another good point. Good point. But
see, and that's the beauty of the game. It's like the game of inches. You know what I mean?
Listen, that incredible letdown that Dallas had, that just lets me believe, man. And not to throw it as a not to throw it as a shot.
I'm like, where are you coming from? I wasn't throwing it as a shot.
What I was saying was
wrap that up. Bring that together real quick,
dog. That was uncharacteristic, man. Y'all had as good a chance of Dallas, man. Y'all.
That was like a low blow, a kick to the nuts,
I'm just saying, man. It's talented.
What's up for? Okay, move on, bro. Because I'm not feeling you right now, bro. What I
got more faith in KC getting back to the Super Bowl than I do
he lost
49ers.
I was ducking on that shot.
Then I do the
His name
49ers.
got a shot, but I ain't mean to kick you in your balls. Like, bro, like, come on, stop it, bro. Stop it.
I'm just saying, dog. I'm just saying.
You still on your Grable shit, bro? Like, come on. I don't fuck with that dude, bro. He's not a good coach. Don't ever try to convince me to fuck with dude, bro. I rock with you for years, but you be like, yo, let him in the crew. Nah, bro. I ain't rocking with dude. I'm not rocking with dude. Anyway, man. All right. So I do feel the same way that KC will probably three-peat more so than the 49ers come back, but Vegas says otherwise. So we gonna see, man. And Ty's gonna be eating the hot chips. So because Brable is gonna be trash. Daniel Jones is probably gonna get hurt again. So
can we iron this out now then?
This is gonna drag out now. It's not no iron out in one day, bro. Super Bowl 58, man. Chiefs 25, 49ers 22. Any last thoughts before we try to put a bow on this? Because I can't with y'all too, man. I can't, man. Go ahead, man.
Like I said, one of the best I've seen. Happy to be on here with you brothers to talk about it.
Oh, man.
No doubt. Torrin, good to see you, brother. Glad to have you on here. And this was definitely one of the, I won't even say more enjoyable, man, but if you like football, man, this was a game for you to watch, man. I think it had an equal balance. Although it started off, like to Torrin's point, a little bit of a snoozer.
It was defense, bro.
That's what it was. That's what it was.
The first half was like I said, snobber knocker, bro.
Yeah. If you a football traditionalist, man, this was a game for you, man. Especially the way it ended, man. Particularly the way it ended.
Mm-hmm. I mean, we could go through the simulations and the alternate universes, multiverses over and over again. Kyle Shanahan is a great coach. Came up on, the wrong side of the score. Somebody had to lose. 49ers lost. It's debatable because even the analytic heads are scratching, like their head and like, damn, if we would have went the ball first, and then you would sit there all day like you at the park bench talking to yourself. Well, if we would have got the ball first, and then we would have took it down the field, and then scored a touchdown, and then if Mahomes comes back and scored a touchdown, then we would have came back, and all we had to do was make a field goal because on the second possession, the sudden death. Like you're sitting there at the park bench talking to yourself. So it's so many hypotheticals. The probabilities. You a math man, Torrin. So it's too much. So Kyle Shanahan, great coach. Tough loss for the 49ers. Hope they could bounce back. Hope they could keep their team together. CMC is definitely a stalwart player, receiving, catching. Hope they could, keep their defense together. To me, Deebo Samuel is the secret ingredient, man, because when he gets off in the game, the 49ers, they keep, they're on another level, man, because they have all the other pieces. Brock Purdy, the only thing I can say is he is a little undersized, kind of reminds me of Drew Brees. And certain angles, if you rush at him, certain throws that he may try to make because he's not the 6'4", 6'5" dude quarterback, then you may be able to trap him in certain angles. Like when they was trying to go for that touchdown towards the end of the game, and Chris Jones came rushing at him, and he just didn't have the height to make the throw, and he fell a little off target, man. But great Super Bowl. One of the most entertaining ones that I've seen in a while. And, of course, the Kansas City repeat, now three-peat factor, the Trevor Kelsey, Taylor Swift factor, Andy Reid, and just a lovable fat coach, eating hamburgers, mastermind genius coach. He's always been a great coach. So we're going to move on from that, man. NBA around the world. The next chapter of the sports, Equinox phases, nearing the All-Star break, which is coming up this week, man. What's the story in the association in the city? Word on the street, the Haps from the arena. I know I didn't like how the Knicks got treated last night.
Yeah, man.
I saw that call. That must be a heartbreaker for you Knicks fans, huh?
I ain't gonna say a heartbreaker because it's one game, But like, come on, what are you doing? What are you really? You gonna do that during the playoffs too? Like that was whack, yo.
One game
They
could
better
mean
not.
a seeding at this point. At this point,
Absolutely. I think that was the biggest
Let's hope not.
disappointment to take from that loss, man. Is that was a winnable game. First of all, that it was a winnable game, as depleted as the Knicks were.
Yeah.
And then to have it end in that fashion, man. I definitely, I forgot who it was that brought it up. I was listening to something earlier. I was listening to Isola and Scalabrine, and Frank Isola made a suggestion that they allow every NBA team, every team in the last 2 minutes of the game. So give them their one challenge to use during the game, and give them one challenge that they're able to use in the last. Isola said the last minute. I think the last 2 minutes, so that you have that challenge sitting there in crunch time when there's a controversial call. Do it. Another suggestion that he brought up was
a call from the booth type of thing.
Yeah, that was the other suggestion that he brought up, man. Just every call, if the ball is out, have somebody up in the booth review it and radio down, as opposed to the refs going to the side, setting up TVs and taking a 7 to 10 minute hiatus to see who the ball went out on. You know what I mean? So there's things they can do to speed it up and make the process a lot more judicious. But last night, I think, was a glaring example that things need to be revisited and reevaluated with regards to how it's done. If nothing else, particularly the challenge rule, or how teams are able to challenge, or whatever the case may be.
The chief referee official, he came out publicly and said that it should have been a no call. Does that make it any better?
No.
So why did they?
All you got is a sorry.
Right.
Why did
I think that was him trying to be a stand-up dude or whatever, to say, hey, we looked at it afterwards, and
after further review,
we blew that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, they should have had the ability to see that, that was a bad call, and change it in game. If nothing else, in the last 2 minutes. Like I was stating earlier. But I think at that point, because the referee, because he was probably trying to get in front of the report that comes out. They have a 2-minute report, or whatever the case, I forgot what it's called, but where they talk about controversial calls, and whether they were officiated right, and if the league office agrees with the call and things like that. And Ed Malloy, the head chief in this instance, was probably just trying to get ahead of what he inevitably knew was coming, and that it was a bad call. And ironically enough, this is the same referee from the LeBron call where he went to the basket. Was it last year or earlier this season, and got hit in the head or whatever it was, and was on the ground slapping the floor, and they came up with all kind of memes and all of that stuff about it. But this is the same. I can't remember the ref's name, Jason something or other, but it's the same.
I think when he got hit in a playoff game sometime.
I don't know if it was a playoff game or the regular.
I know it was
a
last
regular
year.
Yeah. You should remember, Luke. You're a damn Laker fan. But yeah,
I know the exact moment you're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So and then I hear I understand
Mo
there was
Holland.
another
I think
call.
that's his name, Mo Holland.
Jason Mulholland. Oh, well, whatever the case
Something
may be,
like that,
it was
bro.
it was a bad call.
It was a bad call. It cost the Knicks the game.
Yeah, and even if you could say, well, there was contact. You don't make calls like that at the end of the game, man. Unless that dude if Holiday fell on the ground or something like that.
There was no contact though. There
was minimal. There was like minimal lower.
It was
body
a brush.
contact.
That was incidental.
Exactly.
That was incidental.
But during the course, if it was like
So
during the course of the
contact.
game and they call something like that, you'd probably argue it, but you would understand. At that point of the game, man, where it what he didn't even affect the shot, to call that egregious. Egregious.
So the
Don't
Knicks,
ask me to spell it.
The Knicks fall now. They're falling. They're slipping. The injuries are hurting the Knicks. They're in 4th place now in the Eastern Conference, 8.5 games back of the Celtics, who are in 1st place at 41-12, followed by the Cavaliers, who on their winning streak, 35-17. Then the Bucks, the Knicks, 76ers are trying to hold on with the absence of Embiid. Then you have the Magic, Pacers, Heat, Chicago Bulls and Atlanta Hawks. So, what do you think about the Eastern Conference, the way it's sizing up now going into the playoff All-Star break? Excuse me, the All-Star break.
Still got to worry as the Celtics. They're the Giants of the East right now. I think that's your biggest threat. I think the Bucks, they starting to look a little bit like pretenders.
Who, the Bucks?
Yeah, you know how me and contenders and pretenders. I think they're starting to look a little pretenderish for me.
Pretenders.
They
not contenders, they pretenders.
I want to see
you on that, bro.
Look like when they full health.
Right.
Because did y'all lose DiVincenzo last night too?
Pardon me?
What was that?
I think y'all lost DiVincenzo.
Yeah,
he strained his hamstring or something like that. So, man, the All-Star break can't come at a better time for us Knicks fans, for real.
Exactly.
Robinson, Randall,
OG.
Anunoby, Hartenstein, and now DiVincenzo.
Yeah, that's 5 right there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So,
all right. So those Knicks where they had Melo, JR, and then all of a sudden y'all had mad injuries at y'all point guard. Y'all lost Jason Kidd. Y'all start ratting them off.
Exactly.
The Baron Davis, they start ratting them off.
As long as Jalen, Brunson stays healthy, they can't afford to lose that kid because who's their backup point guard?
As of right now, well, Deuce McBride, the kid from West Virginia.
And you got to get
But we just picked up Burks and Bogdanovich.
He got to
from
get
Detroit.
in the system and situated. So
absolutely, you got to watch out for Cleveland too, man. 9-1 in the last 10, ever since
17 to 18.
Ever since your man came back, Garland, huh?
Y'all could beat Cleveland. Y'all beat them last year in the playoffs.
That's why I'm not worried about.
There's no punking them this year. Because
the only one I see is
Allen disappeared and Mobley. Them two played like they was shook. You know what I'm saying? Now we got a better team this year. They're a more experienced team, but they on fire right now. So you can't discount.
It's the regular season. I would go with the Knicks right now. Like Cavaliers, I think that's preseason
fully healthy.
hype.
Yeah,
fully healthy. I agree with you.
But Cavaliers, I think Donovan Mitchell, he's a great player, but for some reason it just doesn't all fall together, man. They're gonna have problems in the playoffs. The Bucks as well. I think if the Knicks get fully healthy, they could definitely vie for that second spot. 76ers, wishful thinking on them keeping it together until Embiid. Like, what is he going to be like when he comes back anyway? You know? So we're going to move on to the Western Conference. You got your Minnesota Timberwolves, your Oklahoma City Thunder, your LA Clippers, Denver Nuggets, New Orleans Pelicans, Phoenix Suns, Sacramento Kings, Mavericks, your Lakers in the 9th spot. And then you had the Warriors, who have been playing better of late than the Jazz and the Rockets and Grizzlies, Blazers, Spurs. They're the orphans. They're not in our network. Go ahead. Talk about the Western Conference.
Clippers.
Over the Nuggets?
Yeah, it's hard to go against Joker. He's like, it's hard to go against that dude.
It's hard to go against the champs.
But I think one of they said their biggest weakness right now is their bench, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And with the addition of Harden, just out all of a sudden out the blue, man, these dudes are operating on all cylinders, man. All cylinders, man. Like Kawhi is the legit MVP candidate, but would he still be that MVP candidate if it wasn't for what Harden has done since he's been in LA now?
Well, you know.
Well, I'm scared that Clippers do what Clippers do. I mean,
what
they're the Lakers' little brother. They know what they do.
Listen,
get hurt during the playoffs.
Listen, I low key am the Tyronn Lue hater, and not so much that I hate Tyronn Lue. I don't
Not
want to see him
anymore.
do well, or that I don't want to see him do well.
Out the
But I
bag
think he's
now.
overrated, dog.
Nah.
I really think Tyronn Lue is overrated. And to your point, we gonna find out this
Why?
postseason.
Why? All right. So
I think he's benefited from
What,
LeBron
playing?
and I think
you
a
can say
lot,
that about any coach, though. But all right,
and
go
I
ahead.
and I think a lot of the credit that he has gotten, as far as being the coach that he is based
What did
more
Braun win in Cleveland without him?
Didn't he win one with Mike Brown?
No.
No, they didn't win one with Mike Brown. Oh no,
He
he
went
only
to the
won
finals,
one.
but
They went to
win.
the finals. True that. They went to the finals.
I mean, like you could say that about Phil Jackson. He had what was Phil doing on the sidelines coaching? Get a bowl of Jordan. Like, come on. Like you could say that about him. Then you could say that about when he had Kobe. What did Phil Jackson do? I'm just saying on the converse side.
Yeah, but it was 2 iterations of the Lakers. So it ain't like, oh, give the ball to Shaq. Well, there's no Shaq now. Give the ball to Kobe. Well, there's different plays that was happening. There's different things.
Yeah, that's why I say you do need someone to keep it all together and lead the team in the right direction.
We'll see.
To the point.
Kind of to the Belichick Brady argument. We'll see. We'll
all
see
right.
now,
So besides
he has all the weapons now.
Well, hold on now. They said it would take about. It would take about. He said, and he said it would take at least 10 games when they brought Harden over for them to start matriculating upwards in the standings. Then the second, matter of fact, the power rankings right now, according to the pungent, esteemed people that you be rubbing elbows with, Ty, they got the Celtics number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Right? They got the Lakers number 2.
No. And I'm a Laker fan. No.
No, the Clippers. I'm sorry. My mistake. The Clippers. LA Clippers.
Okay.
The younger brother of the LA Lakers, the Clippers, are ranked number 2.
Okay.
Then Denver Nuggets.
I disagree with that, but go ahead.
Ranked 3rd. It's hard to go against them. They have the record. They have the Joker. And they got a lot of moving pieces that are there that are like very formidable on the chessboard. Then you got SGA and the Oklahoma City Thunder 4, Cavaliers 5, Timberwolves 6, the Knicks at 7. I think they'd be higher if it wasn't injury, type of situation going on. Then you have the Bucks 8. Hopefully Doc Rivers can get them together. Phoenix Suns.
Hopefully not.
I think they're a paper tiger. And then you have the Kings rounding off the top 10. What say you?
I think go ahead, bro.
No, Ty.
I was gonna say real quick. I'm not sure how frequent this power ranking is that you have, but I think Cleveland, man, just off the strength of being 9.
I don't have it. These are the sports reporters around the country.
That's what I'm saying. Well, the sports reporters. That's what I'm saying.
All right. It's not me. It's not me.
No, I'm saying off the
we
list.
know it's not you. We just know you had the paper and read it.
Yeah, off the list that you have, I think Cleveland should be higher.
All right. Well, it's not me. So what's your point, bro?
I just said
getting at the list.
Cleveland should be
at the list.
Cleveland should be higher. That's my list. They should probably be. I would go Boston, LA.
You didn't like Denver at 3.
I didn't like Denver at 3. Boston, LA, and then probably. I probably put Cleveland at 4, man.
The Celtics will get to the championship. They'll get to the finals if Miami Heat doesn't pull
Celtics
one
are the cream of the crop this season.
Well, right now it's the regular season, so
Right. So far,
regular season, but I do think that they can get back to the finals. Will they win? That's the question. I don't think it's a question if they could get back there. What about you, Torrin?
You know me, I'm big on, again, pretenders and contenders.
So who's a pretender on that list?
Minnesota's a pretender to me. I love Ant-Man. Trust me.
One of my favorite players in the league.
I love him. That's a pretender.
Really?
Yeah. I was about to say, man, they're not mature.
Isn't that Big Cat on that team?
Yeah.
Rudy Gobert.
Yeah, that's one of the examples of how they say it. The animals running the asylum or the crazy inmates running the asylum. However it goes.
I don't believe them. OKC, I just think it's just too young.
SGA is balling. Boy.
Oh, I love SGA's game. They're too young. I don't trust their bench.
So we're talking during the playoff scenario.
Like I got more faith in Phoenix than I have in OKC.
That's the way I feel about the Cavaliers. Like come playoff time, they don't have the experience, the age, and the moxie to really. I could look at Jalen Brunson and see him like being thorough. Even though I have my quips with Randall, I can see him, holding it down and doing what he got to do. And with the new addition, to me, with the Knicks, it depends on the new additions and how they get them into the rotation. And
I will say real quick about the East, man. God help the East if the referees start calling fouls against Jalen Brunson's defenders and, these dudes that meet him at the rim the way they should, because this dude does not get calls, man, at all. And I think it's that Brunson is kind of brolic, stocky. You know what I'm saying? He's not a slim dude or slight or slender or any of that stuff.
Right.
And guys that are solid or thick or muscular or whatever, Shaq,
just bigger than him,
LeBron, they ref these guys differently. They don't call the game the same way. It's almost like you welcome that guy. You know who else was like that? Chauncey was like that, man. Chauncey Billups was like that, man. Go to the hole, get fouled, slide back, get up and run up the court, man, but wouldn't get calls because of how tough he was.
Yo, they slapping Jalen in the face now, like refs.
And it's because
cut
he's
it
so
out.
tough, it almost works against him.
Refs need to cut it out now. Like you letting my man just get slapped in the face.
Yeah, but like I said, man, they start giving him respect with those whistles, and the rest of the team is healthy, man.
Man, listen, them refs are effing up, man. But we gonna move on from the NBA, man. Reaching the summit, man. Any teams stand out to you before I go through the rankings? And right now, this is the Equinox progression. So football is phased out. Get NBA basketball, and you're gonna see more NCAA men and women's games on the set. So heating up to March Madness because we in February now. We still got a little percolating. Matter of fact, a lot of percolating to do. Next thing you know, you're going to be on a bracket, Mr. Ludus. Have you been following? Because right now, some people are like, yo, I ain't even been following college basketball right now. So you could be honest. You hear amongst family.
Following.
Okay. What about you, Ty? Any team jump out to you so far?
South Carolina women.
Okay. In the men's, I was thinking, I saw Duke, I saw North Carolina and your man Hubert Davis.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I seen them play against Duke. So
just rounding out the Tobacco Road rivalry or whatever the heck it's called.
Yeah.
Something like that.
So UConn is ranked number 1. Is that still Jim Calhoun over there?
No, that's isn't it Kevin Ollie?
Nah, not Kevin Ollie. The
coach.
The dude who played for Duke. Bobby Hurley, the Hurley brother.
Oh yeah. Danny Hurley.
Then they won last year.
Yep.
So they looking to repeat. They had 22-2. Then you got Purdue at 22-2. Houston 21-3. Marquette is 18-5 in the number 4 slot. Arizona Wildcats 19-5. Kansas Jayhawks 19-5. North Carolina is at 7, 19-5. Tennessee 17-6. Duke is at 9, 18-5. Iowa State rounds out the top 10, 18-5. Any thoughts? Any players standing out from the NCAA men's? Because it's still percolating. We're gonna recognize that.
I tell you what, now the NFL season is over, to answer one of your earlier questions, not just NBA, but also college ball, because this is typically the time right before tournament season when you start to when I start to look into it, who's making noise and that kind of thing. So yeah, this is definitely the time where my college basketball interest picks up anyway.
You take a deep dive.
Yeah, a deeper. Well, yeah, you're right. A deep dive.
Yeah, because you just had your foot like by the edge of the bay, right?
Exactly. It's like your movie is still going, and like you're stepping out in the hallway and like peeking in the other theater real quick. All right, I'm coming. Let's let this movie finish first.
Yeah, it's hard to beat the NFL, man. So we're gonna move on to the women's college basketball rankings. South Carolina's 23-0, baby.
Damn.
Coach Dawn, baby.
Coach Dawn Staley. Then you got Ohio State 21-3, Stanford 22-3, Iowa 22-3, and then the fourth spot.
Clark.
Texas is 22-3. NC State 21-3, Kansas State 21-3, Colorado 20-4, UCLA 19-4, USC 17-4. Any thoughts?
Wow, no LSU?
LSU is 13, 21-4. They remember your girl Angel took some time off. They gave her a sabbatical, a hiatus, time off due to personal. You know how that's like the go-to line. Time off due to personal reasons, right? So, but they're 13 spot. But Dawn and South Carolina, what are they? The Gamecocks?
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Yeah.
Who
did LSU again beat in the final?
Iowa.
Because what was that girl name? She can ball.
Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Caitlin Clark.
Yeah, she's about to break Kelsey Plum's record, for all-time points scored in NCAA women's history, bro. That's big. But I have to apologize. I didn't know your last name last week, young lady. Juju Watkins.
There you go. Get it right.
She's the next big thing.
51.
She was balling last night, man. She was balling last night. She reminds me of my first girlfriend in high school, man. It went to Sheepshead, Tawana Towns, giving you a shout out. And because she had the bun up here, kind of Indian looking.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be a love and basketball story you about to tell us, like she played for your heart.
Right.
Nah. I'm just saying she reminds me of her because they both played ball. And they both Indian with the bun up in the hair, but ain't no basketball story. I leave that to your man Omar Epps and things. Bro.
Just gonna be out there playing for his heart. I get it.
You don't never see me like
Double
that
or
on
nothing.
the set. You don't never see me like that. So you gotta make a joke because it's definitely not real. Any thoughts on the NCAA women's, man? You're a funny dude. Loving basketball. Yeah, all right. Any thoughts on that? Still percolating for you guys, man?
I'm gonna ride with her, Caitlin Clark, man. I'm gonna ride with her.
You ride with the what's it, Hawkeyes?
Yep.
What are they? Iowa Hawkeyes, right?
Hawkeyes, yep.
Okay. That's who you going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with
them.
So
March Madness, we gonna have you back on the show.
Oh,
you gonna have that same
energy. Mean I gotta watch a whole bunch of NCAA, huh?
It's a month.
Oh man.
It's a month.
Yo, it's
you said Caitlin
game.
Clark. No. You said you're riding on Caitlin Clark, so we got the receipt right now.
Okay.
So
it's like Ernie, you about to write it on the stove or on the refrigerator and stick it on there.
Oh man.
We got like 2 more weeks for the tournament start.
It's only a month. Yeah, I trust the Knicks more than the Celtics too, man. Tatum been playing kind of soft, man. I don't know what's going on, man. You know. When I see a player and his trunks, his shorts are too high, I start to question all that, man. Chris Paul and all that, man. But I'm a digress, man. You know, so what's next? I talk about your girl Watkins, though, Juju. Todd?
She's a monster, man. She's a monster, man.
Yeah, I do see that.
And a freshman at that.
Yeah, she's a redshirt freshman. Wow, I ain't seen one of those in a minute, man.
I don't
But
know.
that's def.
I don't know. I don't know if she's redshirt.
Nah, I was just saying that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man. So we're gonna move on from the summit, and we're gonna move on from that. Anything on the guts and nice front?
My Rangers is number one, baby.
Rangers?
Look at me, my Rangers. Like I follow hockey.
Hey.
Hey, and pro New York, baby. Pro New York. So let's go Rangers.
Yeah, I'm not knocking the style at all. I'm not knocking the style at all. You know. Let's get to any other monsters of the week, man. Logic. Let's get to the monsters of the week. And who you got as a monster of the week? Of course, Patrick Mahomes. Everybody talking about him, man. Who's a monster of the week for you, Torrin?
Yeah.
Who was balling out? You said Caitlin Clark, so she definitely got it. That was a subliminal. That's the first one you got to shout out is Caitlin Clark. You saw her balling out, right?
Of course. And again, any man that gets to get pushed his coach is a monster to me, so I'm going to give it to Kelsey. Any man is allowed to do that.
Bark at his coach. And
he almost knocked him down.
That's crazy. I'm a stick to my thoughts that he was just hyped, and that's all it was, because
he was overzealous.
That was crazy. That was crazy.
He was like, yo, my girl came to see me play.
Right, what you doing? Yo, my monster is Mr. 10 block triple-double last night. Ooh. Man, this dude, Victor Wembanyama, man, I hate to say it. Well, I don't hate to say it. I have my concerns, but now, man, I'm just imagining the created player that this guy is going to be in like 3 years, man. When his body really starts to mature, man, and he has this, because it's typically like 3-4 years before an NBA player gets their footing and you know has their game identity, the player who they're going to be. And this dude, man, I mean, right now he's basically doing whatever he wants out there, and monster.
He gonna need a supporting cast, but yeah,
right. So that brings me a real quick question. Real quick, they brought up the fact that Victor he leads the league in blocks this season, right? Mm-hmm. So that's putting him up there as a potential candidate for Defensive Player of the Year, right?
Yeah.
Right. Do you seriously consider him for that if his team has a losing record? Let's say he has it, like he has a record, like whatever the single season record is for blocks per game. Say it's like 2.3. Say he averages like a whole extra block more than that. But San Antonio is garbage. They win like, say, 30 games this season. Does Victor Wembanyama still deserve consideration for this Defensive Player of the Year?
Deserve it? No, I wouldn't say it, because your defense didn't change the outcome. Like, it's a team sport. It's so hard because it's a team sport,
right?
But your defense didn't impact it enough for your team to get buckets.
Right. What place are they in? What place are they in?
The Spurs?
They're in last place.
I think so.
They're 11-43. So his defense to
so 30 games is a stretch.
Yeah.
At this point,
they would have to be at least 500 for you to say Like, let's think of players whose defense impacted the game so much that it got the team wins. Like, who was the last player like that? Ben from
And Ben Wallace.
Ben Wallace from the Pistons come to mind. Dikembe Mutombo from the 76ers come to mind.
Draymond defense impacts, well, his offense too, but his defense
Draymond,
impacts.
right? Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely the claw.
LeBron James when he was playing defense on a high level. He takes breaks now. That's why I say, like, you got to be consistent.
Has Shaq ever won?
Your man Conley. Isn't your man like your man Torin Conley?
Mike Conley?
Wasn't he reputed as like a high-level defensive stalwart for years?
He was at
no,
one
I'm
point.
being serious.
Yeah.
I said it's your man messing around with you.
He was
right?
defensively noteworthy.
He was the highest paid player.
Yeah, that's
LeBron
crazy.
got that contract.
Yeah.
Mike Conley.
Didn't he make an all-star team?
Yep.
All right. So, any other monsters of the week, man? So you putting Yembe?
Yeah, I can't pronounce it either.
Wembanyama. He's one of the monsters. We just gonna say Wemby.
I feel like Charles Barkley
just
every time
Wemby.
I try to say it.
Just say Wemby.
Say Wemby, yeah. So he's one of your monsters of the week.
27, 14, and 10, baby.
That's a
triple double, 10 blocks.
But he had to be consistent though. Juju Watkins definitely a monster of the week. We already said Caitlin Clark, Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid's the Kansas City Chiefs, man. Because a lot of people doubted them with the slow start they had. So we're going to see, man. Any underdogs, man? We're going to talk about some underdogs, John Logic. Who's an underdog? I know I got one on cap. Underdogs of the week. Rising. Think of that. Who's the underdogs of the week?
There's no need to fear. Underdog is here.
All right, Clemson, they had an upset victory last week. I know you ain't in the waters of the NCAA men's, but they came up with a big win last week. So I got Clemson on deck. Anybody else?
Listen, y'all may not think because y'all team, but I think the Knicks are the underdogs, man.
Really?
Because they're not supposed to be where they're at. I'm sorry to say, y'all are not supposed to be, but y'all are
historically speaking, he has the Knicks as underdogs. I got
you guys are overachieving, and I love it. I love it because I love Jalen Brunson playing.
I got that.
I say that too. I think he's an incredible player. They are underdogs right now. But you don't think the Cavaliers are underdogs too?
I think they're playing to their talent level. That's what I think. Underdog. I'll tell you, Philly right now playing without Embiid and without Tobias Harris. They just got your boy Buddy Hield from Indiana, and I think they just won. Like I think they lost like their first two, but I think they won like their next two games or something like that. Buddy Hield went off for like 30 something last night. They looking like they clicking. So, I don't really I'm a Knicks fan, but I show Philly some love, especially without, Tyrese and Buddy Hield carrying that team without Embiid.
Right.
That's big.
Gotcha.
What's your underdog?
And Clemson. Clemson was my first one, man. Big upset victory last week, man, in the ACC conference, man. So that was big.
Yeah, definitely shout out J58, Minnesota beating the Clippers.
That was you think Minnesota's an underdog this year though?
I mean, just the way the Clippers have been playing lately.
They're up to they're near the top of the standards. I give you your burn on that. You think they were underdog against the Clippers? I'll say that's a pick 'em because Edwards they got a good team, and they got Big Cat. Like, come on, how many
They're inconsistent,
7-footers?
bro.
How
They're
many
inconsistent.
7-footers? They
As
near
much
the top
as
of the
much as you
standing.
like,
Hold on. They
yeah,
near the top of the standing, so they got to be
right.
consistent on some level.
Mm-hmm.
They have to be consistent. What are they, like 2 or 3 in the Western
Defensively,
Conference?
they're definitely consistent.
But there's nobody really who in the NBA. Well, we see the Knicks a lot, and Tibbs is a defensive-minded coach, but this is not a defensive NBA that we're seeing right now.
There's a couple of teams, the Knicks
Right?
being one.
I said the Knicks. I see the Timberwolves play defense. Well, Rudy Gobert, that's what he lays his hat on top of that post. So, you know,
he play defense. There's some defensive minded squads still out there.
Playoffs, during the playoffs, the Heat play defense. Not the regular season so much. Jimmy Buckets might take some games off, man. Partying in Miami until the playoff comes, man. Who knows, bro? But guts and ice, man. You got your Bruins is leading up the Atlantic, followed by the Panthers. In the Metropolitan, man, you got the Rangers, followed by the Hurricanes. Then you got the Dallas Stars in the Western Conference, followed by the Avalanche. The Vancouver Canucks is in the Pacific, followed by the Vegas Golden Knights, man. Any orphans, man? Any orphans that we got out there? Like, just think of somebody who you just not really...
Somebody you're not rocking with.
The orphans.
They're not on our network.
They rumble anyway.
The refs, besides the refs in that Knicks game, the refs in that Knicks game, they not in our network. That was terrible, man. They definitely orphans, man. Who you think is an orphan right now, Ty? Who you just not really rocking with? Like,
you just stole my thunder, but I'll tell you who I'm not rocking with, and it might be hate, but
yeah,
Cat, man, Karl Anthony Towns, man.
I just said to him, like, my question was, how many 7-foot big men in the NBA are like dominant, have that dominant skill set?
This is so crazy because they asked a question on a show I was listening today. Is there any player in the league right now that's comparable to Shaq, relatively speaking? The way how Shaq dominated back then, is there any big man right now that you could kind of relate to him or say he's similar in the way that he dominates the game? And I couldn't think of anybody. I mean, you kind of think of Giannis, but if Giannis got his back to the basket, he's kind of neutralized.
But you don't feel like Joker's that?
He plays more like Wilt Chamberlain, like he's
but
standing in the center and passing the rock around. He can hit jumpers. He makes them doopsie-doo shots at the rim. But as far as like, when I think of Shaq, I'm thinking about 300-pound Diesel coming through the lane, like just slamming. Like,
yeah, I don't
get that from Joker.
To his point, Torrin, Joker is more influential than dominant because he can be taken out of his rhythm or whatever, and then it's like, all right, well, I won't shoot. I'll just hit behind the back, no look passes over your shoulder while you're guarding me in the paint.
Shaq was like a force.
Yeah,
Joker's cerebral. Just like Wilt. Wilt was a force too, but he played like, that's the only player I could compare Joker to. Is like Wilt. He'll be the center, and he's passing. He's run because he does the same move. Stand right in the center in the post. He passes the ball around. He gets his when he got to. He has like the most triple doubles right now.
Yeah, but then that's kind of hard because not many players that will come straight down the line, like you said, probably Giannis, that you're going to be fearing when this person. LeBron,
but he's not even as Diesel as Shaq. Like, there was no player that I could say was, when he was in shape, like Shaq Diesel, bro. Not even Giannis. Like, Shaq could just, box him up with no problem. Giannis is more a north and south player.
Right, but you fear when Giannis is coming north and south.
That's because look at dudes move out his way.
You don't want to get hit. It's like LeBron coming down straight down. You don't want to take that.
If you get the position in time, it's a charge. Have man up and take the charge. They don't play defense like that no more in the NBA, man. You know, Giannis, I don't have no problem with Giannis. He has to fine-tune his game besides just going north and south and dunking and bullying his way to the rim. He reminds me kind of like a young LeBron used to bully his way to the rim, elbow you and bully ball you to the rim. And now, as me and Tal was talking about the other day, they let you take like 4 and 5 steps before they even call a travel. And if it's, more than 2 minutes on the clock, they probably ain't even calling it, bro, unless it's a pivotal point in the game. Like Euro step has become like, let's just go to Asia. Let's go to the wall of China. It's not even a Euro step no more. You can step all the way to Asia, Budapest, whatever, bro. Like, it is what it is, man. So the offense, man, we gonna have the refs on the offense list for a minute because they can't affect the outcome of a game. That was bad.
You could always put a ref on the offense list, though. Any sport,
not always, and when they do their job properly, man. So we getting into it now. BK Ty's top 5, man, to close out the show. Let's go.
Hey. So that's right. You know what time it is, man. It's time for BK Ty's top 5. And no more appropriate top 5 than the top 5 dynasties in the NFL. Since we're talking about the Kansas City Chiefs and whether or not they're a dynasty, this is actually the number 5 team, the Kansas City Chiefs, from 2018 to present. In the 6th season since Mahomes took over as QB1, the Chiefs have embarked on the greatest overall stretch in franchise history, making 6 consecutive appearances in the AFC Championship game, winning 4 of them, and only playing in 2 road games during that stretch. Behind a high-powered offense led by Mahomes and superstar tight end Travis Kelce, combined with a strong defensive unit, the Chiefs have earned victories in 3 of the 4 Super Bowl appearances, losing only to Tom Brady. It's pretty rarefied company right there, or rarefied air. I think it's how it goes. Coming in at number 4, we have the San Francisco 49ers. From 1981 to 1994, the San Francisco 49ers dynasty stands as one of the most illustrious periods in NFL history, characterized by a remarkable combination of skill, strategy, and consistency. Coached by Bill Walsh and then George Seifert, the 49ers achieved unparalleled success, winning all 5 of the franchise's Super Bowl titles during this period. The dynasty began with the emergence of Montana and Rice for their first victory in 81, and they continued to dominate the 80s, and their success extended into the 90s, culminating in 1994 under George Seifert with QB Steve Young under center. Coming in at number 3, we have the Green Bay Packers. Now, to Reed's point, the Packers only have 2 Super Bowl titles, but that's because they came in when the Super Bowls began. So they won the first 2 Super Bowls, and they won the last 3 NFL championships from 65 to 67. The famous Ice Bowl in 1967, where the Packers clinched the NFL championship in frigid conditions against the Dallas Cowboys, remains one of the most iconic moments in football history, and also remains the coldest game to date in NFL history. And to a point that I made earlier, the coach of these Green Bay Packers is none other than the man who the trophy is named after, Mr. Vince Lombardi.
Yes, sir.
Coming in at number 2, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers, the Iron Curtain. Dynasty from 72, the Steel Curtain. Pardon me. The Steel Curtain. Dynasty from 72 to 70. It's crazy because the Steelers is actually the team that got me into watching football. Like I started following football because of the Steelers. But
Steelers and Cowboys, that great rivalry they had.
It was more Steelers for me, but yeah, definitely that.
Well,
I
mean,
the Cowboys was more
same
popular.
time.
Cowboys was
about as
equally.
They faced each other in like 2 back-to-back Super Bowls.
Yeah,
77 and 78.
Yep.
So that was it right there for me.
Yep. So they were a dynasty from 72 to 79. Easily one of the most dominant in NFL history. Under coach Chuck Noll, the Steelers became synonymous with hard-hitting, iron will style of football that propelled them to 4 Super Bowl victories in a 6-year span, with names like Swan, Harris, Bradshaw, Green, Stallworth, and Lambert. Definitely superstar roster there for Pittsburgh for sure.
Don't forget Rocky Blair. He
Rocky
served
Blair.
in the U.S. military, got injured, rehabilitated himself, and willed himself back to health and became a football Hall of Famer. That's crazy.
No doubt.
Rocky
Salute.
Blair's story's crazy.
Salute. And coming in at number 1, there should be no question, no surprise here. The New England Patriots from 2001 to 2018. Arguably the greatest dynasty you want to say in sports, but then you think about, the Yankees and the Celtics and these guys, but you can't take anything away from the New England Patriots. Tom Brady and Bill Belichick won 6 titles together with this team. The dynasty began in dramatic Super Bowl victory in 2001 as the Patriots, led by little-known Tom Brady at the time, secured a last-minute victory against the heavily favored St. Louis Rams. This win marked the start of an unprecedented era of success, with the Patriots appearing in 9 Super Bowls and winning 6 championships. Phenomenal. Crazy. And that rounds out. Say it again.
Then they nickname like the Evil Dynasty or something like
that.
The
Evil Empire. No, that's the Yankees.
That's the
Yankees is the Evil Empire. I don't even know, but
they're the spy gators, the spy cheaters. They're the spy cheaters.
The spy gators. Right.
Yeah.
So that rounds out the top 10 NFL. The top 5 NFL dynasties. To recap real quick, we have Kansas City from 2018 to present, and the reigning Super Bowl champions coming in at number 5. We have the San Francisco 49ers of the 80s, led by Bill Walsh and then George Seifert, with the Hall of Fame and iconic combo of
Steve Young.
No, not Steve Young, of Montana and Rice. Coming in at number 3, we have the Green Bay Packers, coached by Hall of Fame legend coach Vince Lombardi and led by Bart Starr. Coming in at number 2, we have the Steel Curtain Pittsburgh Steelers, led by head coach Chuck Noll, from 1972 to 79.
4 chips, Noll.
4 chips in 6 years. Still hasn't been done.
2 back-to-backs.
And lastly, coming in again at number 1, New England Patriots, the greatest NFL dynasty. And that's BK Ty's top 5.
Word. All right, so any thoughts on the top 5 list? Go ahead.
I feel like whenever the Patriots come in, like I was hearing that Star Wars when Darth Vader comes in, like that theme music.
Like a monster of the week. Like you hear the music. Yeah,
like they about to come in. Like that's how I always felt that dynasty was.
When Darth Vader came.
Yeah, man.
All right, so the only problem I have with that list is the Patriots at number 1. Why? The years you went was like what, 2001, 4, to 2018, right?
Yeah, you talking because like of the gap, 10-year gap.
Yeah, I can't do that gap. Me and Torrin used to have this debate all the time about the Spurs and were they a dynasty, right? Remember?
But I give it up. I give it up now.
But come on, you didn't win a chip in 10 years. How is that a dynasty, bro? A dynasty means you dominate. And
I say that was
hold on. Let me finish. If you break it down to the 2 times when they were winning chips, because you have 6 chips and you break it down to 3 and 3, then just like with Jordan, you had a 3-peat, then another 3-peat. You had 2 dynasties because when Jordan took his time off, the Bulls was not a dynasty. That's the only knock I have on that list is that 10-year gap to me does not qualify as a dynasty. Oh, shout out to Miami putting the work on the Bucks right now. Yeah, we was just talking about Miami. When Jimmy Buckets doesn't want to take a night off, he's gonna do his thing. J58, thanks for checking in.
Told you the Bucks are pretenders, but yeah, what you saying?
Nah, I just think that 10-year gap, bro. Like when what your argument with the Spurs back in the day, could you recount that? What was that? And let me know if I have it correct.
It was the same thing I said earlier. I like my dynasties with repeats. If you win 2 and we don't see you back here for another 2-3 years.
Right. That's my only knock on your list. Outside of that, it's an exceptional list. And you didn't, and I didn't expect you to mention the Cowboys winning in the 90s 3 out of 4 years. So that, as a Giants fan, I ain't expect you to do. You wouldn't give that love up. So I wasn't expecting you to do that. But my Cowboys that won 3 and 4 years, definitely with Michael Irvin, Emmitt Smith, and Troy Aikman, all Hall of Famers. And that
they were honorable mention.
Okay, no doubt. Outside of that, though, I can't get that big gap up, man. If you had a girl that had such a big gap, come on, bro, you wouldn't.
But check this out. I look at it like this: if you have at least one back to back,
that one. He's like,
if you have at least one back to back,
I caught it, but I ain't touching that.
Somewhere in that winning, you got to be considered a dynasty,
bro. That's like when they talk about LeBron and his 8 trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. But how many chips did you get out of that, bro? That's the same thing.
Can't
like
keep LeBron. Can't.
No. That's comparative. That's relative to what you're talking about.
Can't do it.
Because no. You're trying to joke your way out of this, Jokey Smurf. Get back to me. All right. So you didn't win a chip in 10 years. How is that a dynasty, bro? Because you were relevant?
Because you got consistent. 4 before you won the last 2.
No, you got
same coach.
Well, think about it. It's also
same
the same
QB.
No, there was 10
right.
years.
That's what I'm about to say. Same QB, same coach. It's the same one. Almost the same staff as this.
That's a reach, bro. You didn't win a chip within 10 years. That's not a dynasty, bro. You can't extend it. If you want to break it down into 2 parts, I give you that. This is the first part of the dynasty, and then Bill and Tom was in the second part, and you want to connect it and bring the history and the story. Because in the first dynasty, it wasn't no Edelman, it wasn't no Gronkowski. They had a terrific defense. They had a great kicker, and Tom was still, as they talking about your man Purdy. He was a game manager. They won like 2017 in their first Super Bowl. It was a game of inches where the Rams, they were driving down. If they had 30 more seconds, they would have won that game. But football, all sports is a game of inches. I can't give up a dynasty to the Patriots on that 2001 to 2018 because you didn't win like every other year.
What about me would make you think that I care about
3 and 5 years, and then 3 and 4 years
is not
all right. So break that up. So break that up.
You make me
10-year gap,
but it's the same QB and coach. So
10-year gap though.
You know what?
So you did 3 and 5.
3 and 5, and then 3 and 4.
So break that up into 2 parts.
I mean, if we're giving the Chiefs a 3 and 4, a dynasty.
We ain't talking about the Chiefs right now, bro.
I'm saying if we're giving the
same
Chiefs
criteria,
3 and 4,
absolutely.
All right, so that's 2 dynasties for the same team. They had 2 periods of dynastic rule, just like in the Yang dynasty, the Ming dynasty.
But they only counted as one because it's the same QB and the same.
All right, well, I'm counting it as 2 because 10 years, just like
and
with
I'm
the
sure
Spurs,
New England fans love you for that.
It doesn't matter whether they love me. The Spurs, they didn't never win back to back. So we had a hard time even making them a dynasty.
Gotcha.
Right or wrong, Torin? Like, keep it real.
Yeah.
All right, then. Same thing with the Patriots. You ain't win a championship.
Like I said, I give
years.
it up now. I give it up.
All right, all right. So can we just salute Bill Belichick and Tom Brady was a dynasty. We ain't gonna talk about the whole team. Like, it goes under the Patriots, but I'm sorry, Ty. I love you to death, bro. But I can't let the Patriots be the #1 dynasty and they didn't win the chip 10 years apart, but I get
Gotcha.
your point, though. All right, so the Yankees is a dynasty. They're the greatest dynasty in baseball. That's what you're talking like?
They might be the greatest dynasty in sports.
Sports, yeah.
All right, so now I'm connecting with you. All right. So now I'm connecting with you. So if you're talking on that level, all right, I give it up, bro. All right. But I still have some reservations because like 10 years in between chips. I got you. But
like
even
I said,
when we
I
talk about
think-
the Yankees, though,
I think
we break
people
it down to the
excuse-
90s
excuse
dynasty.
that gap because they did it twice, and it's the same coach.
The Yankees did it
and
more
it's
than
basic-
twice.
No, I'm talking about New England. I said
I
that's
know,
why.
and I'm comparing that to the Patriots and the Yankees, right? They had a dynasty in the 90s. They didn't really win in the 80s. They didn't really win in the 70s. They won 2 in the 70s, 1 to 3 chips. Was that a dynasty for the Yankees? They went in 76. They lost to the Reds. They beat the Dodgers in 77 and 78. Is that a dynasty for the Yankees in the 70s?
No.
2 out of 3. They repeated back
2
to
out
back.
of 3. 2 out of 3 is not a dynasty.
76, they lost to the Reds, the Big Red Machine, who's one of the greatest dynasties in baseball history. Then they won in 77 against the Dodgers and 78. 79, they didn't make it back. So that's not a dynasty.
No.
In the 60s, so Torrin, what do you say you? Great team or dynasty? Yankees. No, the Yankees. 76, 77, 78. I'm trying to make a comparison here to show you the difference now.
What's a dynasty to me?
2 out of 3. 76, they went to the chip, lost to the Reds. 77, 78, they went to the chip. 3 times to the chip straight years. 2 out of 3. That's a dynasty.
2 out of 3? No, I'm not giving you that. Because you repeated?
Yeah.
2 out of 3? No. But if you
How
say
many
something
teams
like 3 out of
repeat,
4,
though?
if you say something like 3 out of 4, then we talking.
Right.
All right, so now 60s, Yankees won like 6 out of the 10 chips for that decade. Is that a dynasty?
Oh, that's definitely a dynasty.
All right, so that's what I'm talking about. Like, you don't talk about the Yankees as a dynasty in the 80s, do you?
If I talk about, no.
Why? Because they didn't win in the 80s.
Gotcha.
So if you're going to give a 10-year gap to the Patriots, and you got to give that gap to all the teams. Like, we're not doing all that gap. That's like going to the dentist to get a bunch of fillings, bro. I'm not doing that.
And it's not just a gap. They did the 3 and 5 and then 3 and 4.
Okay, so break it down into 2 parts.
We're talking about,
why is it all right? Ty. Why is it so hard for you to break it down into 2 parts?
Because he's talking about organizations.
Because it's the same coach, it's the same players, basically. It's the same. It's like they just took a little hiatus, and then they revamped and ramped it back up, and it started whipping everybody's ass again.
10
but
years
it's the
is
same.
Not a hiatus,
it's
bro.
the same 2 major components.
Nah.
Belichick, Brady. We
That
did
I
it
agree
here.
with you.
It was dynastic. We chill. We let y'all live a little bit.
10 years?
You know what? Let me show y'all how it's done.
Matter
of fact, let's show them how it's done. Boom, and we did another one.
You were frozen for 10 years, bro. Bulls is a dynasty.
I mean, you know, whatever
all right,
you want to call
Jordan
it.
won the first 3-peat, right? Then he retired for a couple years, came back and did another 3-peat. Those are 2 dynasties. But the 2 years that Jordan didn't play, right? Do you consider that?
You're going to bring up another team every time I don't agree with you?
Ty. Don't joke your way out of shit, bro.
I'm not joking my way out of it, but you every time I tell you, yes, they're a dynasty, you bring up somebody else and it's not even
they're not a dynasty, bro, with a 10-year gap.
Got you.
All right.
And they're not a dynasty.
All right. The 2 years that Jordan retired were the Bulls a dynasty.
Yes.
No, they were not, bro.
Okay.
What did they win? Come on.
Old fools. Look at me. What about me would make you think that I care about your opinion of me? Your opinion of me is not the opinion that I have of myself. You ain't make me, so you can't break me. You didn't build me, so you can't kill me. You know what? God established me, so you ain't nothing you can do to me. I've been him. I've been a difference maker, a game changer. I've been that guy. So what would change? Not a darn thing. I'm not even playing the game, and you got an opinion of me. I love it, but I don't care. And I wish the world thought like that. Youngsters, if you're out there right now, do not give a darn what opinion people have of you. Long as that opinion is not consistent of that of yourself. You be
classic,
you.
man.
I'm not paying to make you feel good about me. I already feel good about me.
This was a classic, man.
I know next time I come on y'all show, I'm gonna get a bottle of water.
Why you ain't had water, bro? You was speaking.
I know.
Yo, I appreciate you, man. Appreciate you, bro. Yo, Torrent is one of my he's a part of he ain't like on the front line street dude, but he definitely part of the Underground Railroad, man, the Underground Network, man. You couldn't survive, man, in slave times without having a cat like Torrent, man. Smart dude, man, connected, likable, lovable dude, man. I love you, bro. All the time, too, bro.
You said it come through. I told you I got you. I'm a man of my word.
I appreciate that. I
appreciate you coming through. You got to definitely come through again. We appreciate everybody that's checking us out. Once again, man, hit that subscribe, hit that notification bell. Definitely hit the like button, man. We appreciate everybody that's checking in, everybody that's supporting. Shouts out to Logic. Shouts out to the iRant Network. Reed Richards. Salute to you, brother. Torrent.
All right.
K Cash.
We got to do this again, yo.
Yo, March Madness, man. Cause I know you're gonna be in a bracket. So when you about to set up your bracket,
I'm guessing, bro.
Huh?
Guessing.
You can get an AI to pick your bracket now.
Jesus.
What would you say to dentistry here today?
Man. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was 6 years old playing this game on draft day. I really don't know why I was treated the way I was treated on draft day, but Coach Green gave me an opportunity, man. And I told him, Coach, you're not going to regret this. So you asked me what I would say to him. Man, I'll probably just fall in his arms and give him a hug, man. There's no words that I can tell him.